So, the first questions I decided to answer this week were: do you believe employment at will is ethically justifiable in today's organizations? Why or why not? And how might this doctrine contribute to power imbalances between employers and employees? I don't believe employee at will is ethically justifiable in today's organizations. Duska, Bowie, and Werhane point out the traditional arguments for employees at will have been based on efficiency and property rights for the owners of the businesses, but it also ignores the balance and the two-way relationship between employees and employers. When a job is accepted, there is or there should be a mutual understanding or agreement of respect. People wouldn't typically choose to accept a job knowing they can get fired whenever for no reason at all. There is also a right to job security for the employee. If there's no good reason or cause, they should not be able to just get fired. The fear of being fired whenever creates instability within one's workplace. I also don't like how employees are at will and can be let go for whatever reason at any time, but are expected to uphold the 2-week notice window when trying to leave their own position. I think this creates power imbalances because there is a lot more power given to the employers in a sense that they don't have to be held accountable or justify their actions. The article mentions how this mirrors the imbalance between government and citizen, and that due process is required to prevent abuse of power. If there is not a system of due process in the workplace, employees become vulnerable and may feel insecure within their own role. I think employers should be expected to provide either notice, reason, or chance to their employees with the employee knowing before immediately just firing them or not even explaining why. Obviously, it's very circumstance. There are circumstances where the employee has to be fired right then and there, but at least giving them an explanation as to why it's happening. So for the second question, I chose to answer: where should organizations draw the line between monitoring for productivity and respecting employees' autonomy? And how do you personally feel about being monitored at work, even when it's justified by security or efficiency? So when it comes to employees' privacy and monitoring employees, I think there needs to be a balance overall. Companies definitely have the right to make sure their people are doing their jobs and getting things done efficiently, effectively, and properly, but I also don't think that means they should be watching everything all the time. I like how the article mentioned privacy being a negative right. Like, we don't need anything, we just want space and to be respected of what's ours. It's our space. I think it is fair to track productivity, but there should be clear intention and communication. I think it's an unrealistic expectation to believe your employee is working their best the whole 8 hours that they're there, nonstop, no breathers. At the end of the day, we are human. But I do agree it's okay to monitor, audit their accounts, ensure that they are being productive and using company time properly. Personally, I don't love the idea of being monitored. I understand the benefits of productivity, but it also feels sometimes like a lack of trust. If you see the work is getting done and it's correct, I don't see the need to be looked at with like a fine-tooth comb. I feel like I would constantly be having to prove that I'm doing something beneficial, which I am. But if I go, like in my personal role, if I were to go do my work that can be audited on my account, through my computer, through my username, but then 30 minutes or the last hour of my shift, I'm stocking rooms or cleaning rooms, shutting the rooms down, refilling any tests that need to be refilled. I feel like auditing my account now doesn't work in that sense, which makes me kind of uncomfortable of, oh no, I've been over here, they're tracking my mouse clicks and I haven't clicked my mouse in a while. But if management comes in tomorrow, I can prove the work I've done, but they don't look at that or ask. They just track and audit the virtual account, which I don't personally love. It can kind of be stressful at times and also can distract me from the work I'm doing. Like all our phone calls are recorded, which I agree with. I think it protects us as the employees and protects the patients. But it also can be distracting as I'm still going to talk on the phone the same way as I would. But sometimes if the patient's becoming hostile or difficult, or it's a question that I don't know the answer to, as I'm trying to come to a solution, sometimes at the back of my head, I think, oh my gosh, my employers do listen to the phone logs very frequently. What if I'm not doing it right? Or what if I said something wrong? And then I get tripped up over that and I'm thinking about that instead of what I'm actually doing, which can be stressful. But overall, I just think respect and autonomy can help build trust and create a healthy and productive workplace overall. There just should be intent and communication within it. Thank you.